Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once more. I am here because there is one important information that I brought to you today. And this information is unbelievable. I said it is unbelievable. And you would wonder, why am I repeating unbelievable twice? Well, I'm repeating the word or the adjective unbelievable twice because I am gladly to announce to you that this is the first time this type of information is happening anywhere in Africa. This type of thing never happened before in Africa. And I am happy that I am witnessing it with my two eyes opened. And you would wonder, what is that information? Well, the information is about Burkina Faso and China. What China has just announced to do in Burkina Faso has never been done anywhere in Africa. And it is beautiful. It is not only that China has announced it, but they have commenced the action. And you would wonder, what is that? Well, it is about Chinese company known as Huawei. The Huawei company made an announcement to recruit 5,000 workers from Burkina Faso. All are going to be Burkinabes. Chinese Huawei got a contract from Ibrahim Traore to come and install fiber cables, and also an established telecommunication in Burkina Faso. And this business will be one of the largest in Africa. The Chinese company, which is Huawei, had announced that no Chinese will work on that project, that Burkina Faso will manage the work themselves. Therefore, China is ready to train Burkina Faso workers to be in charge of that business. For that reason, they are looking for 5,000 Boki Nibs graduates. If you'd done engineer in the past, you will do a certain course and start work immediately. And this will take a period of 5 years. But the work and the employment has commenced. And this is the first time a foreign company is giving African workers chance for transfer of technology. In the history, we had known that most of the work China did in the Africa, we are done by Chinese workers. They come, they bring their workers, and they do their job, and you pay them. This is the first time something like this is happening, that China is now recruiting 5,000 workers to take over the Huawei telecommunication job in Burkina Faso. So let's go and see how it happened. The Burkinabe government and the Chinese company Huawei are consolidating their relationship. The partners have announced several projects, including one aimed at improving internet connectivity, which will create an increase in demand for qualified human resources in ICT. Chinese technology company Huawei has announced a training project for at least 5,000 young Burkinabe in the fields of ICT, 5G, cloud, AI. The project, still in the preparation phase, will be implemented in partnership with the government over a period of 5 years. We want to train young Burkinabe in the field of ICT, 5G, cloud, AI, said Christophe Liu, Photo Center, General Manager of Huawei Burkina, who announced a project with the department responsible for digital transition aimed at training 5,000 young people in ICT over a period of 5 years. Christophe Liu said this during an audience granted to him by the president of Captain Ibrahim Traoré on Friday, 22nd. We came to greet the head of state and give him an update on the various projects that we are implementing, he said. For the time being, information on the implementation of the training project has not been revealed. However, it was learned from the presidency of Burkina Faso that this project will be accompanied by several others. The most anticipated remains, the one aimed at improving telecommunications infrastructure through the installation of more than 2,000 kilometers of optical fiber. This project is intended to improve the internet offer and the digitalization of the administration, transformations that require a qualified workforce. And for some of you who do not know that China is one of the strongest countries that backs Burkina Faso, you will know it today. If you don't remember, on January 17th, 2024, China did surprise everybody. That day, China sent armored vehicles to Burkina Faso. On January 17th, 2024, Burkina Faso boosts its military arsenal with Chinese armored vehicles. This delivery is part of a strategic equipment plan that aims to strengthen the country's security forces in their fight against jihadist insurgents. Burkina Faso has received a shipment of new military equipment from China, including armored vehicles, self-propelled mortars, and various weapons and ammunition. The delivery is part of a strategic equipment plan that aims to strengthen the country's security forces in their fight against jihadist insurgents. The new equipment was unveiled on 12th of January in a ceremony attended by President Captain Ibrahim Traore. Traore inspected 6 WMA-301 fire support vehicles, which are armed with 105mm guns and made by Chinese company Norinco. He also examined 8 CS-SM-1 self-propelled mortars, which use a Dongfeng light tactical vehicle as a platform and have a caliber of 81mm. These are the first of their kind to be seen in Africa. In addition, Traoré was shown a series of shipping containers that contained a 60mm WW-90 mortar rounds, and rounds for RPG-7 type recoilless guns. And when people thought that that would be the end, China still sent another additional amount vehicles to Burkina Faso on June 12th, 2024. Again. On June 12th, 2024. Burkina Faso receives additional Chinese armored vehicles. The National Armed Forces of Burkina Faso taken into service a significant consignment of armored vehicles from China in a delivery event attended by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, on 6th June. The delivery is part of a strategic equipment plan that aims to strengthen the country's security forces in their fight against jihadist insurgents. The President's office released a statement saying the consignment included armored combat vehicles that are resistant to improvised explosive devices, weapons, munitions, excavators, and trucks. TV news coverage of the event showed 50 CS VP-14 and 40 VP-11 mine-resistance ambush-protected MRAP vehicles lined up at a base for the event, along with 17 Caterpillar excavators. And this time, China has come again to announce of recruiting 5,000 African youths from Burkina Faso. This is unbelievable. Well, after listening to this news, I became very happy because this is the first time something like this is happening. And who made it possible? Ibrahim Traore. Without Ibrahim Traore, this would not have been possible. And how did Ibrahim Traore make it possible? From good governance. The Chinese people also have seen the effect of Ibrahim Traore in anything in Africa. There are countries in Africa that things are not moving forward simply because of their leaders. If you have a bad leader, your bad leader cannot even have a good negotiation from another country. If your leader is too old and corrupt, how can he convince international company to come and establish a business like the one China is now establishing in Burkina Faso? Huawei will not even want to see you. But when you have a strong leader, a good leader, his name is knocking everywhere around the world. Everybody is hearing his name. But all these old leaders in Africa, that occupying presidency, seat of presidency for no reason, how can they motivate a company to come and establish something like this? It's impossible. Therefore, Africa needs presidents like Ibrahim Traore, a good leader. A leader who only thinks about his country, not all these old leaders. Leaders who only go to office to be taken sick leave every month. Today you hear he's in Germany for treatment. Tomorrow you hear he's in France for treatment. You hear he's in Canada for treatment. Where are the strong men in Africa? Don't Africa see Azimi Kwaita, Tiani, and Ibrahim Traore? See how strong leaders are. Africa is going down because of the old leaders who have come to seize the seat of the presidency. Without these old leaders leaving the office, it will be impossible for some African countries to progress. How would old man who cannot even stand from the seat be saying that he is a leader? What do you have to convince company to come and invest in your country? Nothing. You just want to stay on the seat. You have seen how young leaders are now doing much better than the old leaders. Think about your country. If you have old leaders and your country is not moving forward, know it. That old leader cannot convince any company to come in your country to establish any business. We need 5G brain youth, young people who understand the current situation of life. Well, thank you very much for watching. This is Intervlog, and I stop here.